The GameCube controller, one of the most beloved controllers of all time. Not just from Nintendo, but in general. It's a little different from modern controllers. Most notably, the face button layout has all the other buttons circling around the A button. But it still feels really good to use. The sticks are nice, the buttons are great, and the analog triggers are satisfying. Not to mention there's a version with a keyboard. You're telling me there's a controller with 2 A buttons? Some games even had in-game functions revolving around the analog triggers, like Mario Sunshine with the Flood, Smash Melee with shields, and Luigi's Mansion with the Poltergeist. Okay, sure, some of these functions weren't exactly necessary. Mario Party 4 just has you push the trigger to press switch, and you can change it mid-press. Ooh, do I want to get fucked over by this one? Nah, I think I'd rather get fucked over by this one. But the triggers are still really satisfying to use. Of course the GameCube controller works on, well, the GameCube. But since the Wii hardware-wise is basically just a more powerful GameCube, it also supports the GameCube controller. Just flip open the top panels that everyone lost for some reason. With it being backwards compatible, you can use it to play GameCube games, but you can also use it to play Wii games. Many of these games have a symbol on the back showing if you can use a GameCube controller, and many times it's the best way to play. Games like Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Mario Kart Wii play beautifully with the GameCube controller. It could also be used on virtual console games, though I'm not sure if I would use it since the D-pad is not very good, so playing NES or SNES games with it won't be a very fun experience. And N64 might be a little wonky since that uses C buttons instead of a C stick. But it's still good being able to play N64 games with a non-dogshit controller. But for some reason, when they ported GameCube games under the New Play Control label, they didn't allow you to use GameCube controllers on those. It was weird because these games were already made with this controller scheme in mind. So there's barely any work to do since the control scheme has already been made, and the sprites showing the buttons have also already been made. But they went the lazy route, and now every time I want to play Mario Power Tennis on the Wii, I gotta risk giving someone blunt force trauma. Some Wii games even had accessories that used the GameCube ports, like the DDR pads or the Cyber Bike. Yeah, you look real badass with this showing up to a Melee tournament. Eventually they released the Wii Family Edition, which removed the ability to play GameCube games on the Wii. The top is blocked off and the disk drive does not accept GameCube games, because the perfect world contains a Wii that doesn't play Geist. I'm guessing this was done as a cost-saving measure, but did we really need this when the next console was coming out a little over a year later? This isn't too much of a loss since you can still buy an original Wii for cheap, but it's still kinda sad because the Blue Wii only released in the Family Edition version and looks really nice, but you can't play GameCube games on it at all, unless you like hack the insides. I guess the color blue just doesn't go quite well with Battalion Wars. The startup screen still shows a GameCube disc. It's really weird, they could have removed it, and I know they could have because they did it with the Wii U. Speaking of which, fast forward to December 2012 when the Wii U launched, Nintendo's next home console. It's got Wii in the name because, well, it can play Wii games. This is no emulation, it's actually got the Wii hardware, like the Wii had the GameCube's hardware. Well, if the Wii U has the Wii hardware, it must have the GameCube hardware too. So that means it must play GameCube. Nope. The top doesn't open, and the disk drive doesn't accept it, similar to the Wii Family Edition. At least you can still play Wii games, but come on! It's got all the hardware, it's capable, just let us play GameCube games on this thing. Well, we had to wait a few years, but with the release of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, we got the new GameCube controller adapter alongside new GameCube controllers, which was very much appreciated, since the GameCube controllers were very much old at this point. So, let's try it! I'm using a third-party adapter, but this works just fine. Actually, this also works on PC. Garfield Kart with a GameCube controller might just be peak gaming. Just plug everything in and it works. The game even recognizes that I'm using a GameCube controller and not a Classic or Pro controller. Hey, if this game can detect I'm using a GameCube controller, then maybe other games will too. Let's boot up Mario Kart 8 and no, it doesn't work. Fuck! Okay, so if the controller works on Wii Virtual Console, it must work on Wii. Nuh-uh. Well, if the Wii U can play Wii games, then maybe we can use the GameCube controller on those games. I mean, this was meant for Smash Bros. It's gotta work on Brawl. Nope. What the hell? This is such a missed opportunity. We've got games that support GameCube controllers. We've got the ability to use the GameCube controller. Let us use the GameCube controller on more games, for fuck's sake. A bunch of other companies made these classic controllers that look like GameCube controllers, and Nintendo licensed them. They knew that people wanted to play with a GameCube controller on the Wii U. They're fucking taunting us! The GameCube controller is many people's favorite way to play these games, so removing that ability is just absurd. I know for a fact it's possible because we have several mods made by fans that allow this. Nintendo allows you to play GameCube games with a GameCube controller on the Wii U. And again, this isn't emulation, this shit is native. Rumble, analog triggers, it's all there and it works perfectly. Honestly, this is just a great way to play GameCube games through HDMI. If this fan-made hack can get GameCube games to run, why can't Nintendo? Even if you couldn't get the discs to run, you can just re-release them on the Virtual Console for the eShop. CTGP Revolution by Mr. Bean 35000 VR. It's got built-in support to let you use a GameCube controller adapter to play Mario Kart Wii, with or without the custom tracks. Yeah, you don't even have to play with the custom tracks if you don't want to. You can turn them off and play vanilla Mario Kart Wii with a brand spanking new GameCube controller. Why the hell couldn't Nintendo just do this? But hey, maybe you'd prefer to use the GameCube controller on a different game. Well, there's Brainslug by Chatters121. You launch it via the homebrew channel and you can play other Wii games with it, and they just work as well as they did on the Wii. But this is just for disc games. What if you wanted to use it on WiiWare or a Virtual Console? Also, this only works for certain games. Other games may not work. Well, we've got one last solution. The Wii Remote adapter. This one is made by Mayflash. So it plugs into the bottom of the Wii Remote, similar to the Wii Motion Plus. Then you plug in your GameCube controller. Your Wii will think you're using a classic controller, but really, you're using a GameCube controller, because fraud is cool. This method works fine, but not as good as the other two. It does still think you're using a classic controller, so some of the buttons might be off and you can't remap them. Also, the GameCube controller does not have a ZL button, but the classic controller does, so anytime you need to press it, you'll have to press this button on the adapter, or hell, some adapters might not even have it at all. This adapter also has a turbo button if you just have zero respect for other people. All of these methods also work on Wii, so it can be helpful for the Wii Family Edition. And what if I want to play a Virtual Console or WiiWare game that supports the GameCube controller but not the classic controller? Shut up, whiny bitch! Okay, maybe I can't be talking. I've been a whiny bitch throughout this whole video, so I'll address this. Sadly, as far as I'm aware, there's no way to use a GameCube controller on the Wii U Virtual Console or WiiWare and have it recognized as a GameCube controller. Bomberman Blast on the Wii used both GameCube controllers and Wii remotes to allow 8 people to play at the same time. That's so cool! Sadly, there's no way to replicate that on Wii U. Thankfully, the adapter was re-released for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Switch, and it's supported in much more games. In terms of games that actually recognize the GameCube controller, there's very few. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate works pretty much the same as Smash 4, and Super Mario 3D All-Stars lets you play Super Mario Sunshine the same way you did on the GameCube. Some of the button prompts don't line up. Like the button to talk says A, but on the controller you're supposed to press B. But in terms of actually functioning, it works perfectly fine. Analog triggers work just as well as they did on the GameCube, so it's nice being able to use this on a better version of the game. I wouldn't play Galaxy with this though, it doesn't work too well. Grid Autosport can use the GameCube controller's analog triggers, which is really cool and makes the whole thing more immersive. Finally, we have Trials Rising, which is similar to Grid Autosport in that it lets you use the GameCube's analog triggers, which is, again, really cool. Metroid Prime Remastered has a classic controls mode that makes it more like the GameCube controller layout, but it wasn't necessarily meant for this. Every other game treats it like a Pro controller, but some cases it works fine. Some games like Pac-Man Vs. and Mr. Drill's Drill Land work perfectly fine, so you can have the authentic experience. Sadly, games like Pikmin 1 and 2 won't work, but that's better with motion like on the Wii anyways. Overall, I'm just glad that the Gamecube controller and adapter are being supported much better on Switch than they were in the Wii U. I wish the Wii U officially did some of these things, but I'm glad some fans stepped up to the plate. Because if they didn't, I would cry. This is how the Gamecube adapter's missed potential was fixed. But I still can't play Bomberman Blast on the Wii U with a Gamecube controller, damn it.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out my Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Discord, and Instagram. Also, don't forget to check out my channel 3 Peeps, a channel I host alongside Shelly and Javon. We're on Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, Discord, Twitch, and Instagram. Thank you!